Cool, cool. What did we think? Was it weird? I thought it was weird.
I
I think
think
it's kind of
that
funny how many times she says bathroom. They gotta get up to go to the bathroom.
I think all the names really confused me that at a point I couldn't remember like who was who.
Same.
it was a lot of characters for like a short piece, I think too. Yeah, I was a little thrown by that.
Yeah, I have to say I'm not loving it so far. I found it kind of uh I was expecting something deeper, but it just felt very surface level. And the thing that I'm really wondering about is this book is originally in Japanese, and I
Oh.
wonder if the whole like magic of the book is something that you feel when you're reading it in the Japanese, but because it's been translated to English, like I almost think that maybe like the reason that the book was popular is maybe like this is just my theory is maybe because of the like the prose and like the way it was written, but maybe in English it just like doesn't quite it's not quite as
Poetic.
beautiful or something. Like I just
Yeah.
found that it wasn't very profound and it wasn't very interesting so far.
I was gonna say that. I felt like it was awkward in some senses where I'm like, it's not flowing as like beautifully as I would have expected it to be. And I felt like it was repetitive, but I feel like it could be the translation. It could be because it's like, I mean, something always gets miscommunicated or not translated correctly. So that's what I was thinking too.
And also different languages speak differently.
Yeah.
Where it's maybe in like, I don't know, like they repeat a lot of their sentences or in their like I don't know. I wouldn't say I'm like completely turned off by it. I just think it doesn't feel like an adult book. I feel like it feels like a children's book. I just thought it was funny how it was like in the first section. Well, not it wasn't necessarily the first section because it was towards the end of the first section where it said like the title of the book because I think about Judith every time where it's like you like it when books say the title.
Oh yeah. I love that part. I was like, ooh,
She's like the one last rule, the most important.
That was cool. That part, yeah. I liked the setup with the rules and kind of like leading up to like the big rule. And I liked when the character realized that it's only a small amount of time that she's going to be able to travel back.
Which, like, I wasn't a big fan halfway through, and then it got to the whole like, I wanna go to the past. I don't care. I need to tell them how I feel. And I was like, oh, like thinking in the bigger picture, like you don't have much time. Just go ahead and be honest. Go ahead and tell these people what you feel and stuff like that. I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of nice. But it took a while to get there. So I'm like,
Yeah,
you know?
it had a big setup. Yeah.
Yeah. And the names, they were just, I literally was like,
who?
Writing stuff like I drew or I tried to draw the tables and I was like, that's the man right there. We're probably gonna go through each story and they're gonna, involve each of them. But then it just got weird and I was like, I'm gonna stop that because then I'm just as confused.
In the audiobook, it's even harder. Like the only names I consistently got were Fumiko and Kazu, and everybody else I was like, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know who's
Yeah.
talking about who.
I had to go back. And that sucks because then I feel like I'm not really, like capturing everything as it should, or like it's not, like I said, it's not flowing as well because I have to go back. That's kind of like,
changes the experience. Yeah.
yeah.
The part that annoyed me but like would bring me out of it is every time she would refill a coffee cup, she would go to the back to get the carafe and then come back out and pour it. There's just so many lines of her going into the
Going back
and into the kitchen.
Yeah.
Like, girl, get a bigger like.
Yeah.
No, it's magic coffee. She has to probably do some spell on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or it's all mental. where it's like you have to make them believe that it's magic. Because she even questioned it at some point. She's like, it's probably like I feel silly for believing them.
It has to be like a fresh batch or something. Yeah.
I thought the ghost was for me the main person we met. Fumiko.
Yeah.
And then when they said, "Oh, if you don't come back before you become the ghost," and I was like, "Oh, she is." But then it turned out that she wasn't. So I'm wondering if that person ever gets out,
Yeah, that was a little intense.
or it's just a cycle.
It made me picture the Hogwarts ghost, like from the movie of Harry Potter.
Which one?
I just imagine like nearly headless Nick with how they were describing like the lady reading at the table, and I was just like, oh, I wonder if they kind of look like that style, or if she looks more realistic.
Oh.
I was just a little frustrated because they have all this build up. And a lot of it is exposition too, because we're learning how the process works. And I'm sure for the other stories, like we won't have as much exposition and it's just going to get more into the stories. But it's like build up. And then she goes back to the past. And I don't know. I found what he said to be like not very.
Not worth
I don't
it.
know. I just really thought that it would be something more interesting or like more like life changing or
Mhm.
something. It was literally just like, oh, I
Um,
felt insecure and
Yeah.
like
then
they're
he wants
telling
her to
us so
wait
much
years.
about her backstory, but then I don't know. I just felt like very like underwhelmed with
Mhm.
that whole thing.
Yeah. I
I
thought
was
3 years
like,
was a long time to wait too. Go ahead, Julie.
Yeah.
oh, I was at first very annoyed, and it was like, depressing because they broke up or whatever, and she was clearly very depressed. And then I just don't know why, like, if you miss him so much, why don't you just call him and talk about it? Like, couldn't she have called him and been like, I miss you, you should have talked to me about this? And he would have said, like, I'm coming back in 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Instead of
wasn't
going to
something you
Black
needed to
Box.
go to the past to. You could have just talked. Like there was
Yeah.
no going to the past. That didn't even need to happen.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then the whole when she was there, like spazzing out, that was annoying. But then I liked the way it kind of changed the outcome. Like, oh, she has hope and she was like happy and forever changed, but it was just subtle and I don't know. So I thought it was cute at the end, but it was kind of a struggle to get through it. But it was kind of still a happy ending. And then yeah, when she had the book that was the lovers, I was like, oh, that's weird. And then I'm
Yes.
curious about the other people in the cafe and
Mm-hmm.
because I forget because is each chapter like a different person who travels?
I think so. Yeah, it said it was like four customers visit the cafe in hopes of making that journey to time travel. I also felt like it was gonna be more dramatic. And I found it funny that she was the type that she's like, I'm not interested in anybody. My
Mhm.
work is my lover. And then it turns out that the guy she likes ends up
Is her
picking a
lover.
job over her.
Yeah.
And she gets all pissed off, but she's been doing that. So I'm
That's
just
a-
like,
yeah.
But maybe it's like a perspective thing, like to teach her something. Like it's
exactly.
not all her.
Yeah. Which I feel
I
like
think
that's why it might be more like if this is Japanese, right? If we knew Japanese and we like actually like read it in like its initial form, I feel like it'd be more like magical realism and we'd be like, oh my God,
Mhm.
at least I think that.
When was the book written? I don't even look.
Or when is it set too? Yeah.
Good question. It was
I
published
thought
in 2015.
2015, that's pretty new.
originally. And
Uh, I think the English version is 2020.
this edition, yeah, 2020.
Oh, what's up with the clocks? Did we ever figure out why there's 3 clocks or whatever?
No, but I'm wondering,
Yeah.
the future, the past, and like the present.
Mhm.
But I don't know, because I think what was the guy when he in the beginning of the story when he was looking at his watch, he kept looking at it like if they didn't match. So I don't know if that's true then.
I wonder if something happens if the clocks ever sync up.
Vecna comes out.
Or maybe one of the clocks shows like how much time is left for the person who's traveling to the past.
I'm also wondering if the coffee is like regular temperature or if it's like super hot and you get a little bit more time for it to get cold. Or you
Like,
literally just have
like it gives you a grace period.
what?
Like it gives you a grace period.
Yeah, like you know what I mean? Like is it a regular because I don't do hot drinks. So I just recently learned that you can do it like
Iced
warm or
coffee.
whatever. Yeah, I'm a nice coffee person. But when you get hot drinks, you can get them super like extra hot or you can get them like even like warm instead of like your regular. So
And
I'm
then it
wondering
takes
if
forever.
it's super hot or if it's just regular and you literally have that tiny.
Yeah, but usually drip is already like not super hot. It's already almost room temp when they're giving it to you because it's like they're sitting on a hot plate.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's why as it Kazu goes to the back, maybe she's adjusting the temperature and then she gives like each person like depending on their background or what she thinks is gonna happen, she could adjust the temperature.
Oh, the ringleader. Hmm. I also
It did
thought,
seem like
oh,
go ahead, Judith.
no, I was just gonna say, there's a moment where, you know, I forget his name, but he leaves and she's over here like, it's fine, whatever. She's not as hurt. But then her siblings start to get married, and that's when she's like, wait, I can marry him. Actually, now I need to go back and talk to him. Like,
Mhm.
do you guys think that's a good reason to be like,
No.
oh, you know what? I love him. When
It's just because she's getting FOMO.
it's yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
I just feel like that's baloney, you know?
That is a big change
Yeah.
because she's described as being so focused on her career and then suddenly she's so angsty.
Like I think someone else said it's kind of immature. Like her first interaction with him, just kind of like falling apart and not communicating, and then being kind of dramatic too about the whole thing. That was just and she's being even a little dramatic and childish when she was waiting for the chair to open up
Mm-hmm.
and like not believing that girl was a ghost.
Oh, when she got cursed, that was something. I was kind of shocked by that.
I was scared a little bit.
But then, like, what was the curse?
Yeah, they didn't really explain.
She just
I
like
was
fell on the
confused.
floor.
Yeah, I think she was just trapped on the floor. I thought she was like cursed for life.
Oh,
Just, like,
oh,
I think it was more of a spell, yeah, but they called it a curse.
that to me was
Um,
interesting. I was like, okay, but the curse was lifted within minutes. So I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say. Let me see. Oh, I think like maybe she was so fixated on that though, because it seems like she's pretty successful and she's done well. Like maybe she's not used to failing, and so that's like bugging her to like fix it, so she feels like she didn't fail.
So do you think these two characters will come back, or is everyone like intertwined, or do you think they'll be four totally separate stories?
Hmm.
I think maybe they'll come together at the end.
The chapters say the lovers, husband and wife, the sisters, and mother and child. So maybe it could be all about Fumiko.
I thought that it would just be the people that are already there. Like they're gonna tell the
Mm.
story of why they're there. Because there's that man that was just sitting there for a while,
True.
and then there's the ghost girl, and then there's because there are cousins,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
maybe their moms.
So it could be the people already waiting in the cafe too. That's a good point.
I think that might be true because of that one rule that they can only go visit the people that were already in the cafe.
Oh, the people that have been there, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I forgot that part. You're right.
And they said that the ghost went back to go visit who?
Her dead husband.
Dead husband. So maybe
But
we're
she-
getting the husband and wife story.
Oh, yeah.
I also wonder what will happen to the ghost if someone else messes up on the coffee rule. Like, they will become the new ghost, but what will happen to her? Will she, like, just fade away? Will she go back to being a human, or will she turn to dust? I'm curious.
I thought the same thing, and then I had just watched Spirited with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
So he pretty much gets a second chance, I think, at life, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe something similar.
Maybe the ghost becomes the next person pouring the coffee. I don't know. That'd be interesting.
Mm. The next person giving the coffee?
Maybe.
That's like the punishment of like you stay there too long. I mean, you were already a ghost, but now you're free, but you're not fully free.
You're
to
still
do
stuck
whatever
in the
you want.
cafe.
You still,
Yeah.
Interesting.
I also wonder what kind of people are drawn to the cafe because it's kind of described as not the most happening place and it's kind of hard to see or find. So I wonder if it's only people who like had an experience with somebody else, that was like angsty or they had a tragedy. Like I bet all those other people have a story like that, which I mean, I guess makes sense.
I'm going on a bit of a tangent, but I worked for a Japanese company for a little bit.
Mhm.
And in general, there is a very like strong culture of like workaholism and like, like your job is your life. You give everything to your job. Like that is like very not just common with this character, but like very common generally in society. So I wonder, like, again, I'm thinking of like in the Japanese context, if a story like this like hits harder or is like more resonant because there's such a strong culture of like you give everything to your job. And there's, this character that's like obsessed with her job and like trying to choose between that and love. And it's just like that's maybe why that was one of the themes that they covered in the book.
Yeah, that and being polite as well. And I think that's not a tangent. I think that makes really good sense. Towards could be like more taboo, like choosing love over your job or your career.
Mm-hmm. Which I guess could go with more of the reviews, how they were like, oh, it's very thought provoking. And like if you're part of that culture, then you're gonna be more you'd be relating to it more and be like, oh my gosh, what would I do if I were in their shoes? And for me, I'm just like
Mark.
what?
Maybe it's like
like what are you doing,
yeah,
homegirl?
like
Right.
more maybe it's like if you identify with Japanese culture, like maybe it's more pushing like those boundaries and what you think is like all the rules, kind of like I'm thinking of like I'm not your perfect Mexican daughter. Like when I read that one, I was just like, oh yeah, like these things that she's pushing back on, like I can definitely like picture it.
They just they hit different.
Mm-hmm.
They hit all your soft spots, and then it becomes a better review because you relate to it more than others.
Mm-hmm.
Good point. Okay, next question.
I'm trying to think of all these other explanations for why I don't like
Yeah.
it.
I thought it was
I
cool how
liked it. I liked it at the end. I liked the
I-
ending.
I liked it less at the end.
Oh, what?
'Cause I was
I'm
like,
with you,
what? I
Julie.
was like, I listened to an hour and a half for that. I know I'm being harsh. It's only the first story, so we'll see.
it was cool how she knew so many languages.
Yeah, that was kind of
Yeah.
unbelievable. How does she know that many languages? That's impressive.
I don't think they.
Yeah.
Mm,
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say they don't mention how she. I mean, they said she studied all that stuff, but 6 is a lot.
To be able to switch sentences too. It's not just like saying a few words. Like she's fluent enough to be able to, you know.
She's like confidently saying this. Can you understand? You know, it's not like
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she even shut down those guys. Yeah.
oh, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of cool. Goals.
Yeah, I've read very few books about like Japanese culture, so this is interesting on that aspect.
I've read a
Also-
few. I've read one that then became the Never Let Me Go. Never Let Me Go became a movie. I don't know if you guys heard of that one. That's like a dystopian one sort of. And then
Mhm.
I've read a few by, I forget, he's a really famous Japanese author. And it's really bad that I'm forgetting his name, but I've read a few by him also.
Never let me go.
But yeah, I think there's definitely like, well, it's like that with anything from a different culture. Like there's a different sensibility sometimes with the
Yeah.
storytelling when there's those characters from that country. So
I read it's called Pachinko. It was really good.
oh,
But
have you seen the Apple series? I heard it's really good.
I
haven't
did not
watched
know
it.
there was that. So thank you for telling me. Yeah, I read the
Yeah.
book and I liked it because it was kind of more historical fiction too, in a way, like a historical novel. But that one was like crazy. But it was just such a different genre, and it's like about this family, and they go through 4 generations of like the family history, and kind of like bad things keep happening to them. But it's also a love story, so that's interesting. And I really liked that one, but this one's very different. Well, I didn't know
Yeah,
about the series.
apparently
Thanks for
the
telling me.
Apple series is really good. Like I've heard
Oh.
really, really good things. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
I would say that's one of the best books that I had read that year. It's very sad too.
I thought it was just interesting that they included Klang Dong. So like it reminds me of when you go into a shop and it goes bling bling, you know, like a donut shop. At first I was
Mhm.
like, what's going on? Something fell, you know, because it's like I'm not listening to it. It's my own mind that's making this up. So I'm like, is it intense? Is it soft? And then that's in my head. I'm like, sounds like a little donut shop. Bling bling.
And this is
I thought that was
It took
cute.
me a while to get what that was too. I was like, wait, what? And then
they
I
say?
figured it out. They say Clang Dong.
Klang Dong.
Yeah, Clang Dong. And
Clang
then like, you
dong.
know, they keep going. And I was like, what is? And then
What?
like I was like, oh, it's the door. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which I guess is kind of cool if they do that, because then you're like, oh, someone just came in. Who is it? Or someone just left. It's different than other books for sure.
I'm glad you guys explained that. I thought it was like the clocks going off or something. But I read it kind of fast. I was gonna say, because when I was thinking it was a clock, it was reminding me of like in the Hunger Games, whichever one is the book is the water one, when every like hour it goes off and something bad happens. I have to reread it again now.
What if it's, oh, I don't know, my brain just, you mentioning the Hunger Games, and then like even though the door is what, like it's clearly shown with that cling dong thing, what if
Mhm.
it is the clock, and the clock represents somehow like people coming in and out?
Mhm.
But that there's 3, not 4, so I don't know, maybe we'll see. It's weird. I don't want to think about it too much. Not right now. I'll work on that theory.
I'm gonna read it again and see like how I interpret it different, knowing it's the door, not clock.
So I'm thinking we could divide it. It's clearly shown on the content, like the
Mhm.
sections, the lover, husband and wife, and all that. Some sections will be shorter than others, but I feel like that's the easiest. If
Yeah.
husband and wife is the next one, and then the sisters, and then mother and child. We'll
That's
see.
good.
Husband and wife.
I'm just gonna look really quick. I'm curious if they're different lengths or if they're similar. No,
Oh,
well,
like
not like
in-
it matters. I'm just curious. I just want to
in
see.
the Audible.
Yeah.
I wonder if I should listen to it.
I think it's harder because of the names. Like, I think reading it's easier.
I mean, reading it is hard because they all kind of have some similarities, like Kazu and like they all have a K. There's Goro is different.
They're pretty similar in length. So that's kind of nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
All the stories are very similar in length.
Yeah, I put like, you can't really see them, but like yellow stickies are look kind of clear on there. They're all
Mhm.
the names they mentioned, and I was like, I don't know if I need to go back, at least I can go on there. But Kotake, Kozu, and Hirai, that was the last name. That wasn't even the full name. So I'm like,
Yeah.
why are you giving me the full name and then you're cutting it short? I'm thinking it's 2 people.
Oh
was-
yeah,
it
that's
was a lot.
confusing.
Purple or pink?
Purple.
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 Mine are brown, and I put a little frog. As you can see.
I was actually I was almost doing
Cute. Oh my gosh, it rained so much. Some little boys told me there was a frog in the boys' bathroom. Like,
Oh my God.
they're all
What's
shook.
that? A frog?
It's a frog.
That's cute.
And
You're so
then I'm like,
you
it's
wait,
funny
did
because I just wanted, so I hate when my nails chip, or like my nail polish chips. So this one I had done, and it came like I smeared it. So I was like, damn it, like I want to redo it. It was already last night, like at night. So I'm like, let me just add a sticker, and I was like, I'll just do 2 little frogs on my thumbs. And I just thought it was funny because I'm like, it's raining, and it's kind of like goes with a little theme. And I was like, ah, fuck it.
I have gray
It's cute.
for like gray clouds.
Oh, that's cute.
I
kept
like gray.
nothing because they got messed up, so I had to cut them because they were all breaking.
I think I'm gonna reach that level. One of them kind of like chipped or like cracked, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna hide it with nail polish. It's eventually gonna just, but I'm like, for now, I'm gonna pretend I didn't see that.
get your own stuff. It's easier just to like I think I only lasted like a week with my last manicure, and then I started it was like I did a like a copper, what is it, those like those powders where it's like the glazed look or whatever, some shit. I got over it so fast that I was like it only lasted a week. So here we are again. Now doing purple.
What's the longest that it lasts?
Probably like 3 weeks. But that's like without me biting them. And then when I was moving, because I was banging I like was using my hands a lot.
Mhm.
My manicure didn't last as long.
Show us a tour.
Yeah, it'll take me like 2 seconds.
Oh, it's small.
Yeah. It's really small compared to my old place.
You're at an apartment now, or?
Yeah,
Oh.
we're in Goleta now.
Oh.
But it's nice because we're pretty close to the beach, so we like to go for like walks and stuff on the weekends.
Nice.
Like if he's off work early enough.
Mm.
So that's kind of what I've been doing. That's my New Year's resolution for this year was to go on more hot girl walks.
Hot girl walks. I love it. Well, we'll see what the book has in store for us. Any good movies?
I finally watched the Elvis movie and I liked it.
Mhm.
And I
I've been
watched
watching
the-
on TV. Been
Mm.
catching up on TV. Did everyone see The White Lotus? I didn't watch it till
Yes,
last week.
so good.
Not yet.
No.
It's good.
I thought
I
got
think
Jude
it's so.
second season.
It's so. The first season, okay, so the sound is weird. I was like, what's going on here? I was telling Crystal that the guy was annoying, and I'm just like, maybe he's the one who like just had me not liking the first season. The second season, because I am trying to learn Italian and it was in Italy, and I was like, okay, this is cool. They have freaking Theo James on there, and I'm like, this man is beautiful. And his wife, I don't know if you guys ever saw.
Aubrey Plaza, she's so good.
Yeah,
Her.
she was in
Parks and Rec.
the what?
Parks and Rec.
Oh, I didn't know that. I haven't seen Parks and Rec. I've only seen one episode. I know Crystal and Louise are telling me to watch it, but I just can't seem to. But I was gonna say The Bold Type. There's it was like an old show. It's a very girly show, and the wife is in it. So yeah.
Yeah, I had just gotten back from Italy, so it was like, oh,
Yeah, like nice.
yeah. A totally different part of Italy, but
Yeah.
it was like, oh, that was nice. Except it was raining when I was in Italy, so different vibe, different vibe.
Oh.
But it was cool. I liked all the twists and turns in that one and how it came all in like a little full circle.
Mhm.
And then seeing that it's kind of a mystery compared to seeing the first season and then going into the second, you're like, oh, okay, who's the dead person now? And you're kind of guessing. So that's kind of cool.
Did you guess it?
No. No, I kept switching.
I was definitely suspicious. I didn't guess the death, but I was suspicious of the people that ended up perpetrating the death. So,
Yeah.
like, I was like, something's not right about
they're too
them.
nice.
So I did call some of the stuff with them, but I didn't call the end until the end.
Yeah.
Avatar's good.
I haven't seen that.
I saw The Glass Onion last weekend too.
Oh, that's good. I like that one.
I liked it too. I love movies like that.
I saw a mystery movie yesterday.
Which one?
Missing. It comes out in a week.
Mm-hmm.
A week or two.
Oh, with the phone?
Yeah.
The lady
Oh,
with
it-
the phone?
Oh hell no! Is that the one where they're like in a basement or some shit?
It's
No,
in a basement. Maybe the trailer makes it look like it's a basement, but
guy with a mask.
guy with a mask.
No,
I don't know. I didn't because the mystery movie is like you go, you pay for a movie, and you don't know what you're watching until
Oh, I thought it was like
explain.
mystery genre.
Yeah, it's like a complete like it's an
Surprise.
early showing of a movie, and
Mhm.
you don't know what you're watching.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, so I went yesterday and it was that movie Missing, and it's like my friend was telling me that there's this movie called Unfriended. I haven't seen it, but it's like
Oh,
very
I've seen that, I think.
where it's like they I guess film through like the computer and
Mhm.
stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
so
movie was
there's-
good actually.
Yeah. Oh.
I think so. I don't know. It wasn't like it was just like entertaining. I don't know if I'd
Yeah,
say it
yeah,
was
yeah.
good,
So
but it was entertaining.
so this movie is like that where the girl's mom goes missing on a trip and she's kind of like trying to figure out what happened. But it's like she's texting her friends, she's texting, people, she's going on the internet, she's FaceTiming people. So we barely, like, very rarely do you get to see someone out of a screen. So it's mostly just straight from a screen. So it's kind of cool because it's like if you're searching stuff up, you go from one site to another, you copy and paste, like it's a mumbo jumbo on your desktop, and I don't know. It's cool. It was very entertaining. At first I was like, what am I watching? This sucks. But then towards the end it was really good. I would recommend it.
I also binge watched Wednesday over the winter break, and I like
love
fell in
it.
love
Love
too.
Wednesday.
I was obsessed.
I loved it. It kind of inspired me with like her sense of style.
Mhm. I
Loved it.
love dressing all black. Like it's my favorite color.
Did
Yeah.
practice with that.
I was so sad. I got Doc Martens, kind of like the loafers that she wears for
Mhm.
Christmas, and they were way too big. And I was like, what the fuck? Because I'm a size 7 and they were just 7. So I was
Oh, dang.
bummed. I had to return them, but on their website is weird. It's like you have to return them, they give you a credit of the money back, and then you repurchase them. And of course, now they're sold out of the loafers. So I'm
Oh,
like,
because everyone wants to style. Yeah, I've been wanting to buy some of those Doc Martens. My mom and sister have some, and they're matching. I'm the like one that doesn't have them, so I'm like, oh, I want it to be
have to
matching. My
have
mom and
them.
sister.
I don't recommend Babylon. Long movie that is very bad. Don't watch
Oh,
it. Terrible.
I had just seen someone said it was a good one. Never mind. Won't be watching that.
It's just as long as Avatar, and Avatar is actually in the movie. I'm not
Okay.
kidding. There's
That's weird, yeah.
Avatar in Babylon. Babylon. I'm not even like it. There's a scene of the Avatar movie in Babylon.
Oh, that's strange.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Interesting.
it was bad. It was also like just trying to be shocking. You know what? It wasn't as offensive to me as Blonde, which was my least favorite movie of last year, but it was that kind of energy
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
of just
Blonde
like trying to
was
shock
good.
for like no reason.
Oh, Margot's in it.
Robbie?
Yeah.
She's
Ooh.
good. She's good in it, but it's not a good movie.
And Brad Pitt. Wow.
Oh, you know which one I saw? Snake Train or some shit? Because it had Bad Bunny in it.
Bullet Train.
Oh, Bullet
Bullet
Train.
Oh, I liked that one. I thought it was funny.
Because Reese was like, it has Bad Bunny. And I was like, oh, let's watch
For
it.
like a second.
Yeah, then something happens. Yeah.
He died a very dramatic death, of course.
Have you guys seen Narcos with Bad Bunny?
Yeah. He's actually not a bad actor, though.
No, he's not. He's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always try to put him in serious roles.
Well, he's gonna get his own like Marvel movie now.
Oh yeah,
What?
they did
They
say
cast
that.
him as like this obscure superhero character.
Oh wow.
They
Yeah.
had mentioned that. I do remember.
Well, I think it's Sony, so it's kind of convoluted, but like basically like the people that make the Spider-Man movies, not Disney, but it's still Marvel.
Oh yeah, because Disney still owns Spider-Man. I mean, Sony still owns Spider-Man.
Yeah, and
I
they
think.
made that really crappy Jared Leto movie too.
Oh, I saw that in
Morbius.
theaters, and I was laughing at how bad it was. Like I was just amused by that. But no, yeah, it was cringeworthy.
I never saw it.
I went to go see it in the theaters randomly because I had a gift card to a theater in Monterey, so I went with Rico, and I was just watching it. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna enjoy like how bad it is and laugh at it. It was very funny. It's like trying to be scary, I was just cracking up in the movie theater.
That can be very enjoyable. Like when I saw Cats, that's how kind of it was in the theater. Everyone was just laughing.
I saw that movie at home and I just kind of like I wasn't paying full attention to it, but I'm like, this is a weird movie.
Yeah, there were some weird, disturbing scenes, especially with like the rats, the rat humans.
Yeah.
They were weird. Shouldn't have made that decision.
Well,
This whole time I only did one hand.
How's it look?
It's curing. Hold on.
I crocheted around this little blanket.
Oh, that's so
You-
cute.
Oh,
Thank you. I'm trying to
That
use
was-
more of my yarn so I can buy more.
I want to do that. I want to crochet,
It's a good stress buster and it helps with dexterity.
but then I'm scared that I'm gonna get like arthritis soon.
Oh,
You have to take breaks. Yeah.
I
noticed one time-
You know, what if I get obsessed and I'm just like, but I
No,
know
yeah,
I
I have
do
to
it a
remind
lot.
myself to
so-
take breaks. If not, my arms might hurt later. But I noticed it more like when I was doing report cards, I was typing a lot more.
Mhm.
And then I was crocheting and I was like, oh no, I can't do these things at the same time.
Well, yeah, because with certain weights, when I feel like I can lift more, and
Mhm.
I feel like I do something weird with my wrist and then they start hurting. So then I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I need to decrease, and then I'm not ready for that yet.
Yeah,
Um,
another special stretches
but
for
then,
crocheters too.
Yeah, I don't want to get to that level where I'm doing all these things, typing, lifting, and then if I add crochet, my hands are just not gonna work.
Yeah, it's a lot of strain on your arms.
Yeah,
Okay.
but maybe.
Ready for the reveal?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. This is lighting.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's
so
cute.
nice.
Does look good.
Beautiful.
Does look way better than if I try to do my own nails.
It's just practice. Honestly, the last set. Sometimes I'm just like full of shit, and I just like randomly do shit to them to see if it works,
Mhm.
in hopes that it stays. Because sometimes it's like they just pop off within a couple days. Because I obviously didn't cure it. I know.
Okay, well,
Very seasonally appropriate.
Can't forget the cuticle oil.
That's some care and attention.
are you a nail artist now?
I'm trying to be. So I've
Oh,
Everyone-
really?
that this too laughs at me, but I'm trying to do a no spend year. And what
Mm.
I spend money on is like when I go get my nails done. And I was like, hey, that's like almost $100 a month.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to do it myself. I already had all the stuff, so it was like not that bad
what?
because I've accrued it throughout the years.
Mhm.
I was like, I already have it here. Why do I go? It's just, for the relaxation.
Yeah,
It's different.
it's nice to be like, do them for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they have more color options.
And then they give you that little hand massage, and you're like, wow, I didn't know.
Oh,
I could do
yeah.
that.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, you have pressure here. Like,
Oh, they
You're
don't
like,
tell me that.
oh,
There's a place in Hollister where when you get like the manicure, they give you a massage on your neck and shoulders too, and it's so good.
Wow.
It's like not, like some have like a really like cute aesthetic. This one is not like the most aesthetically cute, but I went there randomly with my mom 2 Christmases ago, and we were like in awe of the massage. So we plan to go just like once a year to that specific place at the beginning of winter break for the massage. And my mom was laughing because the lady I got, she was like hella pounding my back, and they put your
Oh.
hair up in a clip and everything, and they put like a little oil, and it's like really relaxing.
Wow.
But I haven't had that anywhere else, so I'm like, okay, if I want that, then I'll go to Tip and Toe.
I
Wow.
went to this random place in Orange County once, and they also like again like hole in the wall. But they were also like randomly like massage my head and my shoulders, and I was getting a mani pedi,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like whoa.
Yeah, I was like, I'll pay for that. But yeah, last year with all the weddings I went to, I was getting my nails done a lot, and I don't usually do that. So yeah, it is an impact on the finances.
but then it's like it becomes I don't want it to become a lifestyle, where it's like one of those people always have to have their nails done.
But
But I
then
mean,
I go, yeah.
like it's just I don't know. I can't. That's why I'm like, okay, I gotta teach myself.
And then you go to Mexico and get them done for like $20. I get them done in Mexico because it's cheaper.
I don't go that often.
I think I would be getting them done a lot more. Like I already do get them done a lot, but my nails are so crappy that like I literally have to like have time off
Big
because
break.
they start peeling.
Mm.
Like they start getting dehydrated. So if I get them done over and over and over again, like my nails start breaking and getting all crappy. So I have to literally like take time off. So I'm biologically forcing myself not to go get my nails done. My body's like, stop.
I will get a pedicure like every 2 months. And my excuse is I'm like keeping up with the health of my feet. And then like every other time I go, I'll get like a normal manicure just to get like my cuticles cut and like my hangnails off.
Mm.
But I used to get gel like every 3 weeks and my nails started peeling.
Yeah,
And it would
is
even
really-
last that long either. So
Mm.
Mm.
I feel like regular pedicures is good foot health though. Because I don't know, unless you know how to do it yourself, which I'm sure one could learn, but I won't. I'm not going to.
It's also like a lot of time and energy coming from you, so you wouldn't feel as relaxed if someone else is doing it.
Mhm.
So,
I feel like it's definitely more time consuming than a manicure too.
mhm.
Like bending,
Yeah,
like
you're hurting
scrunch.
your back.
Move that here. move
and I
that
don't want to
here.
put my feet in my popcorn bowl. Like in warm water.
It wouldn't be your popcorn bar anymore.
No.
That's super funny. Yeah.
So don't eat out of the popcorn bowl, Karina, when you come to visit because
I'm not gonna use it. Yeah, I'm gonna be like, get me a new bowl, Katie.
Is
We
this
better
the
go
one
to
you
Target
mentioned?
tomorrow.
That's so funny. Oh my gosh.
I have to go and get my pedicures for my ingrown nails.
Mhm.
And like
Good
during
health.
COVID, when I was pregnant, I was like dying when they were closed. And I even went to an outdoor one when they opened outdoors. So ridiculous.
I remember seeing outdoor ones.
Yeah, and I wouldn't go anywhere because of COVID. Like I would hardly go to the grocery store. But I like did that because it was like a necessity.
I think I remember that, Julie. I think I remember you saying you were like, I have to go. But my mom, of course, went because she would not sacrifice any of her beauty regimen for COVID.
My mom. She was getting her hair done. She was getting everything done. And I was like, lady, you're not supposed to. It's not, you're not supposed to be there.
I have the roots showing.
And she's like, it's okay. They had a separate room and they said not to say anything. And I was like, no.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Like, oh, geez. But whatever. I mean, she survived.
I do like getting the pedicures because I'm still like, I do them at home sometimes like when I need to, but sometimes I cut my nails too short on my feet and then I'm like, oh, this hurts. And then they know how to like do it properly. So.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm gonna try and go to sleep early for this year.
Oh, responsible.
That's not gonna
Wow.
happen. It's not gonna work. You know.
Night owl Judith, you're gonna be up for a couple more hours, so I bet.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. But so far I have not been succeeding. So maybe today.
All right.
Today's the day. It's never too late to start.
Exactly. So I'll see you guys next week. It was a pleasure to see you guys again.
Yes, we're all together
Have a
today.
good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Oh.